This morning, this is not just about those 6. It's about all of us, of course. I hope that this morning, as you listen to these statements of faith, that you'll take a couple of minutes at least to think about your own life, your own faith. Think about how the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ has touched your life, has changed you, has blessed you, has maybe shifted your priorities or your focus. Because it is about all of us. One of the things that I love about today's gospel is this. And Jesus, after he is risen from the dead, appears many times to a lot of people. But this is one of my favorite Easter stories because it's to a guy named Cleopas. And in my mind, Cleopas is like that Lego named Emmett. Because you know what? In all of the Bible, he's not mentioned any place else. He isn't mentioned any place before. He isn't mentioned any place after. He's just a guy. And his companion, we don't even know that person's name. It might have been a woman. We don't know. It's just Cleopas and an unnamed companion. But this is what we have in common with them. Just average people, not one of the 12. When they were walking along, what were they doing? They were doing the same thing that every single one of us find ourselves doing from time to time. They were walking along in their journey of life, and they were trying to make sense of their life. And they were trying to wrap their head around and try to grasp what it means when terrible, awful things happen. And sometimes it's hard to connect the dots, and sometimes we miss. And that's why Jesus comes, to help us do just that. When we get it right, and I like to think that we get it right a good number of times, not just individually, but as a church. When the church gets it right, when we all get it right, that's what we're called to do. What happens in the gospel. We are called to walk alongside people when they might be struggling and having a hard time. We're called to create a place where children can grow up and where young people can experience Jesus in a way that is so personal that they don't just learn about him, they know him. They recognize who Jesus is and what Jesus does. It is only by all of us being together. It is only by your prayers, your faith, your love, your service, and your generosity that we are able to open these scriptures and to break this bread in ways that will help not only you 6 and all of us, but everyone who comes through those doors. Help them to recognize his grace and to feel his presence and to share his love. And today is going to be one of those days, but I expect and believe that you, along with the rest of us, will have other chances as well, tomorrow and the day after that, and forevermore. Amen.